Good evening. Welcome to Lincoln High School in the 48th graduation ceremony. A few graduation reminders. Please stay seated during the duration of the ceremony. Please keep an aisle clear. And please wait until the end of recession to join our graduates in the commons area. Now at this time, I would like to invite the honor guard to take their position. Please rise as you are able to welcome the class of 2026. I present to you the Lincoln High School class of 2026. Senior Jackson Kenneth Poe will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the National Anthem performed by the Lincoln High School Graduation Band.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please welcome Gianna Marlowe Franklin, Miss Cougar 2026, to provide our welcome and her reflections.
Well, good night, everyone. It's finally the day, and it is my privilege as Miss Cougar to welcome you tonight. As I was thinking about the last 4 years of my life, the most happy, colorful memories stood out first, and then the sad ones, and then, to my chagrin, the embarrassing ones. I want you all to think back to about 3.5 years ago. Do you know what you were wearing on Friday, September 9th, 2022? Unfortunately, I know exactly what I was wearing. One, because it was Friday night football, and I wore the same outfit every single Friday night. And two, because no one has ever worn an outfit worse than this to school. My fellow band members should remember what band shirts were like freshman year. This awful beige gray-green color. It was like the same color as me. In itself, this would be normal, but I was wearing it to school with my black leggings that blended into tall black socks that blended into my black band dinkles. For those wondering, dinkles are like men's black dress shoes. For those wondering, no, I still have not forgiven my mother for allowing me to walk out of the house like that. All this to say that this is not to say that I'm much more stylish now, but rather that I have grown in a way that I hope all of us have. away from that lost, wandering freshman. I had to be careful about the way I thought this year, because every time I thought about how excited I was to graduate, time stopped. But when I thought about all the amazing people and parts of my day that I would miss, suddenly it was May. I think it's fair to say that I've experienced most of what Lincoln has to offer. I took all the classes, performed in every concert and play, led about 6 clubs, and did the unimaginable for me and got involved in athletics as the volleyball team manager. But the most important thing that came out of being so busy was how many amazing people I met. As a freshman, I had no idea what was in store for me and for all of us. I had the privilege of growing up with all of you, and I never even noticed it happening. When I started high school, I was not a public speaker. I was a nerdy little kid with no outlet. Somewhere along the way, I made Lincoln High School my outlet. One of the best pieces of advice I have ever received was from my dad. He says no one on earth knows what they're doing. They just pretend they do, and the ones that are really good at pretending are the ones that succeed. So to my classmates, I want to remind you that if Lincoln High School has all of this to give, imagine what opportunities the world has for you. Take the chance. Fake the confidence if you have to. And wherever you go after tonight, never be afraid to grow. Never be afraid to change. Do the hard thing, even if it means Mr. Toth is giving you an AP chemistry exam on your very last day of high school. If there is one thing I'd like my classmates to remember me by, it's that I did everything, even if I had to do it scared. I attribute every success I have to throwing myself in the deep end and then learning how to swim. The last thing I want to impart with you is a quote from my favorite musical, Into the Woods. Into the woods you go again. You have to every now and then. Into the woods, no telling when. Be ready for the journey.
Chesney Brooke Boyles, please come to the stage and deliver your class president reflections.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Chesney Boyles, and I'm honored to speak to you tonight as the class of 2026 president. The older I get, the more I realize people rarely remember every achievement, award, or accomplishment we receive throughout life. Years from now, people probably will remember our test grades, class rankings, or every trophy sitting on a shelf somewhere. But they will remember how someone showed up for them, how someone made them feel, who stayed, who cared. And when I started thinking about what I wanted to say tonight, I kept coming back to the one thing that ties all of us together: love. I recently started asking people one simple question: what does love mean to you? All the answers were different, but somehow they all led back to the same truth. Some said love is sacrifice. Some said family. Some said it's when their mom hugs them after a long day. Some said it was their math teacher giving them grace once again for forgetting the homework problems from the night before. Sorry, Mrs. Wolf. But one answer that really stuck with me was, you can always tell when love is real. And I believe that simple statement relieves something profound about love. Because love is one of the most familiar things we experience, yet one of the hardest things to define. We recognize it instantly, but struggle to explain it. Maybe that's because real love was never meant to simply be described. It was meant to be lived. My dad always told me in golf, one bad hole doesn't define your entire game. You keep going, keep learning, and trust yourself enough to take the next shot. You can't spend the whole round focused on one mistake, because if you do, you miss every good moment still ahead of you. I think real love does the same thing. Love is choosing patience when it's difficult, choosing kindness when it's easier not to, choosing to keep showing up for people even when life gets hard. When you look at the life of Christ, that becomes even clearer. His love was never passive or conditional. It was a love that served without recognition, forgave when forgiveness wasn't earned, and chose sacrifice even when it cost everything. And in small ways, I think we've all experienced that kind of love these past 4 years. We saw it in teachers who stayed after school to help us, in parents who supported us when we made mistakes, in coaches who pushed us because they believed we could do more, in friendships that carried us through difficult seasons, and in classmates who showed kindness during moments they didn't even realize mattered. We have been so loved during our time at Lincoln, and I especially want to thank Mr. Jecker, Ms. Hawkins, Mr. Bogus, and the entire faculty and staff. Thank you for your patience, support, and for caring about us not only as students, but as people. Most importantly, I want to thank my family. There are not enough words to fully express how grateful I am for everything you have done for me. Thank you for the sacrifices you made, the prayers you prayed, the encouragement on hard days, and for loving me even when I doubted myself. Everything I have accomplished is because of the support and love you constantly gave me. No matter where life takes me after tonight, I will always carry that with me. Tonight, we celebrate accomplishments, diplomas, and the ending of one chapter. But more importantly, I hope we remember the people who helped us get here and the love that carried us through it all. As we walk into the next stage of life, my hope for all of us is that we become people who make others feel seen, valued, and loved. Because in the end, that is what people remember most. Class of 2026, thank you for your memories, the laughter, the lessons, and the love. Congratulations, and may God guide every single one of us wherever life takes us next. Thank you.
Would like to invite Cade Patrick Growler to provide his thoughts and reflections as the student body vice president.
Okay, bear with me. My heart's at like 100 miles per hour. Really hope I get to get to it. Good evening, everyone. Family, friends, faculty, staff, and most importantly, the Lincoln High School class of 2026. It's a bit of a strange feeling sitting in these seats, experiencing our last ever memory as high schoolers, considering it is also the same place where we had our first. Coming into this very gym at the end of our 8th grade year, taking our seats, and hearing some advice from the upperclassmen at the time about how high school was full of activities, sports, clubs, and good memories. And at the end, they told us it all goes by quickly, so enjoy while you can. We sat there without a care in the world, all thinking, we have to go through 4 years before we even get to graduate. Well, those 4 years turned into 1 down, 3 to go. From 3 to go to halfway. From halfway to still a whole year left. Until it finally hit us. This is the end. I don't think any of us were really ready for how fast this someday could turn into right now. 4 years that somehow felt so long in the beginning suddenly turned into just a few short moments. Moments filled with dread in the early morning, after hearing our alarms go off, having tests that we studied for all week, but in reality just hope that it's the same as the study guide. And to Mr. Hawkins saying his favorite chant, 2 class Ric Flair? Hey, there we go. Did I do good, Coach? Yeah. And lastly, the question we always ask at least once a day in science or math. When will we ever use this in real life? And if anyone ends up using thermochemistry or L'Hopital's rule, please tell me because I'd personally like to know. Shout out Mr. Toth and Mr. DeMarco. They know how I feel about both of those subjects. To me, when I reflect on this journey that has gotten us up to this point today, I see a river. Now, you may not all see it, but let me explain. And when I do, I encourage all of you to follow along about thinking about your journey as I talk about our past years. There's a song starts out saying, drink like a river, everything as it flows. In life, we all start out as little droplets of water. We don't know where life is going to take us, a dream. As we go through preschool and elementary school, we grow. The drop of water that we are now gains these other droplets. You meet people, friendships get created, childhood best friends stick together like glue. Looking at you two. And that was once a drop of water has now combined with others and turned into a trickle. Then middle school comes along, and at first all you see are new faces from another elementary school across town. Yet soon you see yourself making connections, talking to kids you've never met before, having multiple classes, and even starting to play in the band or school sports. This trickle that we were has now grown into a stream by the time we start high school. Throughout these 4 years, you have had people who come into your life from all different places, all different angles, and at all different times. And as a class, our little pathways, channels, and drops of water create the river. The river that our river has been filled with good things like those moments I talked about earlier. The wind, rallies, and the school events that bonded us all together. The river has birthed waters too. We've all made bad decisions and had hard times. Yet we can still look around at each other and say that we did it together. Our river has moved fast and strong, but eventually comes to an end this night. We've made it to the part where the river flows into the ocean. Tonight, we all go on our separate paths, whether we know what our plan is or have. And there's even a real possibility that this could be the last time that some of us will see each other. But there's also something about this journey that's so beautiful. My whole point of this video, 5, 10, 20 years down the road, I know I can look back at my journey with all of you and see what is most important. The relationships. Relationships that we formed across our time together. To know you can always look back and see home. See the everlasting friendships that carried us forward, no matter where you are in the ocean you're about to enter. Lastly, I want to give some thanks. I thank my family for always taking up the biggest section at every one of my events just to support me. I want to thank all my teachers and administration for always pushing me to succeed and do my best. And I want to thank God for His love and all the blessings that He has given me in life. But I also want to say thanks to all of you. Thank you for being part of my journey, and most importantly, allowing me to be part of yours. This has truly been the best 13 years, especially the last 4. Now, I don't know if I'm truly ready to not be a Cougar anymore, but I am excited for the path that is ahead of all of us. I want to leave you with a Bible verse I wrote in my wrist tape before every football game, Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. I wish all of you a great and happy life. I will always be proud to say that I graduated as a Cougar in the class of 2026. Thank you and God bless.
Please join me in welcoming Lillian Elise Tove for her summa cum laude address.
We wait for Friday, then we wait for summer, then for next year. But what are we waiting for? A couple of months ago, I came across a TikTok on my For You page that read these words, which have stuck with me ever since. What are we waiting for? What are you waiting for? Good evening, faculty, staff, families, friends, and the class of 2026. If you don't already know me, my name is Lillian Tove, and I am honored to speak before you tonight. When we were younger, time felt slow. Days were long, summers were endless, and nothing seemed to matter much. We couldn't wait for our birthdays, summer break, or to just get older. As freshmen, we couldn't wait for football games, school dances, or the next year of high school to arrive. At the start of our senior year,
we couldn't wait to graduate. We complained about the assignments, practices, and deadlines, but we now realize that those moments brought us to the seats we are currently sitting in. Somewhere along the journey, we shared our last school lunch, school bell, and school morning. We shared our last vending machine trip, our last time on the field, court, or mat. We experienced everything together. This week, we spent our final days attending graduation practices, walking the halls, sharing memories, and our final moment is here. The last time all of us will ever be in the same room together. As Winnie the Pooh once said, "How lucky am I to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard." If you think about it, you've been waiting for something your whole life. The powerful reality of time is that somewhere along the way, we forget that life is still happening. We prayed for moments that are now just memories we will never get back. 4 years ago, I remember sitting in the auditorium listening to a Jostens presentation before getting ready to sign our class of 2026 intent to graduate banner. The Jostens rep said something along the lines of, "It may not feel like it's going to go by fast now, but I promise you it will." Yet graduation still felt so far away. We now sit surrounded by classmates who have become a part of our everyday lives, memories, and the stories we will tell future generations. We spent so much. What are we waiting for? What are you waiting for? I have always struggled to interpret the concept of time. Seconds turn into minutes, minutes into hours, and hours into days. But I also believe time is a gift from God. Ecclesiastes 3:1 reads, "For everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. There's a time to grow, a time to experience, a time to struggle, a time to reflect, a time to change, and a time to move on." Every season of life has shaped us into the people we are today. May we not always strive and wait for the next thing, because wishing life away will only make you miss the moments you didn't cherish. Remember how beautiful it is to simply exist. Before we go our separate ways, let's take a second to be here now, fully and completely together. So class of 2026, wherever life takes you, my message to you is this. Appreciate life and where you are now. Trust God with the future that you cannot see, and do not take anything in life for granted. In closing, I want to thank the people who have shaped me into the person that I am today. To my parents, siblings, and family members, thank you for every sacrifice, every prayer, and for always pushing me. Thank you for teaching me the importance of perseverance. Thank you for guiding me along the path of righteousness and faith. To my administrators, teachers, and coaches, thank you for allowing me to not only grow as a student or as an athlete, but also as a person. Thank you for teaching me the importance of discipline and hard work. To my friends, thank you for every memory we shared, for the laughter, and for the loyalty I hope we carry with us into the next chapter of our lives. But most importantly, thank you, God, for bringing me to this point in my life, for leading me and guiding me through every season. So maybe the question was never, what are we waiting for, but whether we were living while we waited. Class of 2026, we did it. Congratulations. Thank you.
Next, Sadie Lynn Adams will share her summa cum laude address.
Good evening, faculty, staff, family, friends, and my fellow graduates in the class of 2026. I wanted to start off by saying how honored I am to be speaking to you today. If you've ever been a teacher of mine or been in class with me, you know how stressed I can get over a test grade, my GPA, or a scholarship, and this speech was no different. I even had Mr. DeMarco calculate my potential GPA down to the nearest hundredth to see if I would earn the right to speak to you tonight. And thank goodness he's good at math because he was right. So next, I did what any responsible academic student would do. I opened ChatGPT and typed how to write a graduation speech that doesn't make people want to look at their phones. It told me to talk about chasing our wildest dreams and climbing the mountain of success. I'm not going to be doing that, because our time here wasn't some majestic journey. It was a chaotic 4-year group project where half of us didn't know what was happening, and the other half were just trying to get to school on time. There were lots of highs and a few lows, but we made it. I tried to think of a moment that stood out to me over the last 4 years, and immediately one came to mind. One moment that sums up our time at Lincoln High is when this year, as a class, we pied Mr. Decker in the face for outstanding performance on the SAT. Think about that. For years, teachers tried to get us engaged and excited about advanced calculus, AP chemistry, and how to analyze Shakespeare so that we could get those expected scores. But the most student engagement we had was when we knew our reward would be aggressively hitting our principal with pies. The faculty knew just what would motivate us. And honestly, doesn't life, at times, feel like a pie in the face? We've been hit with challenges throughout high school, such as failed exams, friendship drama, and sports injuries, but that didn't stop us. We are going to be entering the adult world of college or the workforce, and let's face it, the world can be harsh. There's no extra credit just for trying hard. Just ask Mr. Toad. Life is going to throw things at you that you never saw coming, but that is what Lincoln did for us. It prepared us to face those challenges. Personally, Lincoln has taught me that it's not about avoiding the pie. It's not about looking perfect to your peers. It's about wiping the whipped cream from your eyes and moving forward, just like Mr. Decker did, even though he's probably still holding a grudge against a few of you. So, class of 2026, as we step into a world full of mess, don't worry about changing the universe by next Tuesday. Take every day as it comes. Don't dwell on your mistakes. And keep in touch with your high school friends because, as I'm sure many of you would agree, these past 4 years have flown by. I, for one, wish I'd stressed a little less and not taken these years for granted. Thank you to all the teachers for guiding us into the next chapter. Thank you to my family for supporting me wholeheartedly, and my mom who stayed up way past her bedtime to be at all my games. My coaches who always believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself. And thank you to Lincoln High School for holding memories I will forever cherish. I'll leave you with this quote from Winston Churchill. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Thank you.
See, there's no grudges. Our final summa cum laude address will be provided by Avery Dawn Cumberledge.
I have a lot to say, but my feet really hurt, so I will walk fast. Hello, class of 2026. Tonight, you're the main event. Feels weird, right? Today is the significant milestone in our life when we step onto the stage as students and leave these halls behind as Lincoln High School alumni. This is when we go our separate ways, each choosing a unique path to lead us into adulthood. While some of us may stay in contact on this journey, others will become dear memories. Memories that I hope you hold as dear to your heart as I do when looking back at the time spent with the people we've grown alongside. 4 years ago, we stepped in the halls of Lincoln for the first time as high schoolers. And in the past 4 years, we've grown up, and we've also definitely left our mark on these halls. It's time for us to go forth into the next chapter of our stories now. Life's journey will present challenges to all of us. It will be demanding and filled with many obstacles. As many of you may have realized by now, life tests us, building us up and breaking us down. But ultimately, it shapes us into stronger individuals. Things won't always go as planned. Friendships and relationships end, awards are not always won, promotions aren't always given, and grades aren't always perfect. How you respond during tough times is what shapes your character. This summer, John Dent, a police officer who is exceptionally good at giving profanity-ridden pep talks disguised as scoldings, said something that has really stuck with me this past school year. He said, "You can't always be number one, but you can always be the person that chases number one. What you do after, that's the real test of character." I wanted to share these words with you. Life can sometimes feel overwhelming, and you may find yourself experiencing setbacks, challenges, and failures. You might come so close to your goals and fall ever so short. However, it's not over until you choose to quit. Your future relies solely on how you act to improve yourself and move beyond discouragement. Will you rise and keep moving forward, or will you remain stagnant and settle for mediocrity? This class has enormous potential from what I've seen in my time here. And if my time here has taught me one thing, though, it's to live in the moment regardless of the circumstances. Cherish the positive aspects of life, for time passes swiftly. In my short time here, I've been rich with happiness and love because of the activities I've taken part in and the people I've surrounded myself with. Though I've had my fair share of hard times, being with my people has always helped me really hard. These people have been the greatest thing to come from my time here. People like the 8 girls in my trumpet section, people that I'm unfortunately leaving behind, but I can't wait to see how much you guys grow in my absence. I've met my best friends here at Lincoln, people who have helped me thick and thin. Shalia, Ollie, Anna, and Alana, who unfortunately leave behind this year. I can't wait to see what you guys do next year. And to my fellow seniors, Christine, Rosie, Jaden, and Gianna, thank you all for being my friends throughout the years. You guys have stormed into my life and changed it for the better, and I'm beyond grateful to you and my family for everything you've done for me. There's a quote from my favorite video game, and if you know me, you know The Last of Us. When you're lost in the darkness, look for the light. You all are my light. It may be a simple statement, but I feel that it is great advice to share with everyone before we move on to bigger and better things in the world. Because sometimes even the simplest advice needs to be heard. As you leave behind for the road ahead, take this advice with you. Live in the moment and never stop working to achieve your goals. I am confident that every member of the Lincoln High School class of 2026 will truly flourish if we look for the light.
Good evening, families, faculty, friends, fellow alumni, and the future fellow alumni, the class of 2026. Good evening to our special guest, Harrison County Board of Education member and former Lincoln High faculty member, Mr. Tom Tucker. And welcome Administrative Assistant, Mrs. Julie Mancini, and former Big Elm principal. Congratulations on your retirement. I'm honored to be standing here with you to deliver this graduation address. Tonight, we will proudly honor the names of each graduate and their contribution to the legacy of Lincoln High School. As I begin to discuss your legacy, I want to share an observation that the 26 Cougars modeled to an exemplary standard. Leadership. Leadership that was demonstrated selflessly and with humility. I truly believe leadership is the greatest legacy the 26 Cougars leave with us. All leaders must face changes, challenges, and difficult choices. And throughout your time at Lincoln, you have faced your fair share of all three. Let's take a stroll down memory lane. Last August, a change significantly impacted several members of the class of 2026. Students who attended Liberty High, please stand. Thank you for making the choice to become members of Lincoln High School. I'm certain there were many challenges as you transitioned to Lincoln High. However, you met those challenges with a fight-on, mountaineer spirit. Thank you. More recently, the 26 Cougars made the choice to be highly engaged at Lincoln High School. So involved that our award ceremony lasted nearly 30 minutes longer than normal. Your choices to be engaged in athletics, band, theater, choir, DECA, FFA, NJROTC, Student Council, Key Club, challenged each and every one of you to be the best version of yourselves for your team, your ensemble, your group, and your club. This contribution cannot be overstated. Some of you were the leads in the play, the field commander, the record-setting quarterback. Others played a key role in leadership that some may say just flew under the radar, being a team player. A player who answered the call when it's your turn to pinch run, play special teams, or be a part of the stage and lighting crew. These choices to be a part of the group, team, club can be challenging, especially in a society that creates attention and stardom. You did it great. No matter the role, the 26 Cougars demonstrated leadership confidently and embraced each challenge. You got the job done. I remember the health challenges that you conquered to return to school, the hardships that you have experienced to get here, in addition to all the typical teenage challenges. You endured, you thrived, and you did it together. Some more memorable choices include enjoying faculty parking privileges for a few days. Yes, that number matched, but your blue Jeep was supposed to be in the student lot. You chose to do your best on the SAT school day, and well, we all know how that concluded. Pie in my face, and the highest SAT scores on record. Your leadership led to one of the most historic years representing our school at the state level. We sponsored 19 WVSSAC activities, and 15 of those teams earned their way to states. 1 state championship, and as of today, 3 state runner-ups, and we're still counting. Musicians, artists, writers who demonstrated superior ratings, who earned all-state recognition, have also inspired future Cougars. Our graduates that chose to attend UTC are certified and career ready. As soon as Tuesday, you enter the workforce, providing essential services that our community needs. Jackson Dylan Cumberledge, Olivia Jade Hood, Jackson Kenneth Ho. Please stand. They have committed to joining our services after graduation. Jackson will be joining the United States Air Force. Olivia will be joining the Army National Guard. Jackson Poe will be joining the Army National Guard. Thank you for your commitment. Legacies. The 26 Cougars have etched their legacy in gold. Thriving in times of change, making the choice to fully commit to their goals, and always rising to the challenge that each day brings. As you leave here tonight, I'm confident that you will continue to be exemplary after high school. Congratulations, class of 2026. I have enjoyed serving as your principal, and I'm grateful for the journey with the 26 Cougars. This time, I would like to welcome the Lincoln Lyricals under the direction of Mrs. Linker. It is my honor to certify the senior class of 2026 has successfully completed all of the requirements for a high school diploma as prescribed by Lincoln High School, the Harrison County Board of Education, and the West Virginia State Board of Education. Now, let's individually honor the members of the class of 2026.
Jaden Robert Adams. Sadie Lynn Adams. Haley Elise Earhart. Gracie Cecilia Allen. James Gabriel Alman. Miley K. Arcuri. Tyler Joseph Arcuri. Emma Rose Nash. Jaden Rochelle Ayers. Chloe Rain Barr. Andrew Joseph Hart. Gabrielle Alexandria Bennett. Adrian Peter Bott. Chesney Brooke Boyles. Aiden Thomas Byers. Landon Scott Carroll. Erica Grace Church. Charlie Reese Cochran. Nathaniel Corley. Gage Allen Cottrell. Liliana Nicole Counts. Kiasha Nicole Crosby. Avery Dawn Cumberledge. Ethan Joseph Cumberledge. Jackson Dylan Cumberledge. Irissa Michaela Ernest. Xavier Michael William Edwards. Preston Scott Ellis. Braden James Faber. Alyssa Joe Ferrando. Lexi Sane Fisher. Gavin Maddox Fitzwater. Alexis Jolene Floyd. Gracie Lynn Courtney. Gianna Marlowe Fragment. Mercy Nakamura Fraze. Darby Bell Freeman. Marie Goodman. Haley Joe Griffin. Trenton Daniel Hardesty. Tagging Roxanne Harden. Connor Joseph Hardy. Hannah Audrey Hardy. Allie Marie Hott. Vincent Samuel Hawkins. Cade Xander Eflin. Brooklyn Nicole Holloway. Olivia Jade Hood. Aubrey Allen Percy. Melinda K. Jones. Luke Patrick Joyce. Rosalie Elizabeth Keener. Sumeria Leo Bliss Kettleson. Jasmine Marie King. Katie Dominic Casimore. Beatrice Labra Guerrero. Valeria Labra Guerrero. Mason Nelson Lancaster. Jersey Lynn Lane.
Alyssa Christine Lanham. Skylar Dean Leeson. Dylan Gage Leggett. Cadence Zanetta Loss. Victorian Rose Lunsford. Isaac Matthew Mann. Christopher Patrick Mazzei. Christopher Todd McDaniel. Alexis Hope McIntyre. Ty Sean Hayes. Hasten Merrill. Rayleigh Ann Miles Weaver. Caitlin Dawn Moore. Kaylee Celeste Marie Moore. Amara Morgan. Brian Patrick Mulgrew II. Maxwell James Myers. Dennis Michael Napper. Nolan Kenneth Nicholson. Erica Lynn Odell. Preston Olin. Haley Brooke Purnell. James Lee Perry. Jackson Kenneth Poe. Angie Michelle Portillo. James Marshall Powell. Kason Carter Pritt. Alex Ryan Ramsey. Levi James Rhodes. Tristan James Rife. Cade Patrick Riley. Riley Landon Roby. Leanne Grace Robinson. Aliana Isabella Romeo. Madeline Brooke Rucker. Isabel Kaylin Shaw. Sophia Marie Sugars. Annika May Schumann. Ethan Michael Sloan. Delaney Jade Smith. Zayden Spar Snyder. Alexander Vaughn Summers. Cadence Nevaeh Swagger. Olivia Jean Templeton. Lillian Elise Toad. Samuel Martin Waybright. Mackenzie Brianne White. Ada Elizabeth Workman. Chance Anthony Wine. Nathaniel Josiah Zenlotti. Graduates, please rise. You may now turn your tassel to the left, signifying that you have graduated. Samuel Wainwright, please take your place on the stage as the Cougar to provide us our closing remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Decker. I will admit, I really like the feeling of having this tassel on my left side, and I'm really proud of all of us. Good evening, friends, family, faculty, and classmates. It is my honor to be speaking to you all tonight as the Cougar and Student Body President. I don't take those distinctions lightly, so thank you. Class of 2026, we are now at the end of the graduation ceremony I'm sure many of us have looked forward to and thought may never come. Take it all in, remember this moment. To begin, I would like to point out that we have all navigated this winding road called high school differently from one another. Not a single story in this room is the same. We have all triumphed over different challenges, earned unique achievements, and honed individual skills. We've also taken different classes, sat at different lunch tables, and even small things, like listened to different music in our AirPods before we can no longer have them in school. But each of these differences have shaped our class into the family it has become. And the one thing every single one of us has and always will have in common is this school, our connection to each other, and this experience. We've all heard Mrs. Hawkins say the phrase, once a Cougar, always a Cougar. And I have really been reflecting upon those words as senior year has winded down. I am always going to be able to say I graduated from Lincoln High School as part of the class of 2026, and as will all of you, no matter where we end up. And that leads me to think about when we're all older, when we pursue different paths in life, inevitably grown apart from most of our high school friends, and all of this is a distant memory. One day, we will be telling stories about our high school experience, just like our families have told us about theirs. We will share details about our time spent in these halls with the people sitting around us right now. I promise we will all forget about the stress of that tedious math test or writing that grueling research paper, but we'll remember moments like these, being together as a class, celebrating our hard work, and commemorating our accomplishments. For me, my path was most heavily influenced by my people. First, I've had so many positive role models throughout my life, including my teachers, principals, and coaches, many of whom are here tonight. Thank you for helping me become the person I am today. Next, my friends have truly helped me find myself throughout high school. Last year, my friend Isabella gave me a shout out in her graduation speech, saying she was really going to miss me. I'm happy to say she didn't have to miss me for long, because we still make it to Chick-fil-A every Saturday morning for chicken minis. To all my underclassmen, Seth, Cody, Nick, the Eli's, Keston, Xander, Ranger, Rogan, and that list could go on. Hold down the fort for me next year. You all are like little brothers to me. I'm so proud of you, and I'm glad I got to spend the last few years with you guys. And to Isabel, I'm so grateful we ended up playing Lincoln Lots together on that first day of kindergarten, because it has all went from there. While trying to find the words to sum up what our friendship has meant to me over the last 13 years, I actually happened to find an old Scout song that is more than fitting. Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver, the other's gold. A circle is round, it has no end, and that's how long I'll be your friend. Isabel, thank you for everything. And Isabella, since we didn't get chicken minis this morning, I think we should go Monday. Third, and most importantly, I want to thank my family for everything they have done for me. Every single one of you have made a positive impact on my life, and I am beyond blessed with the support system God gave me. Thank you all for being here tonight to prove that point. To my sister Chloe, thank you for being my best friend. You are going to do great things during your next few years here. I love you and will always be here for you. And when I come back, I'll be happy to be known as Chloe's brother. To my parents, I can only say thank you for everything. Literally everything. Not just for having me, but for the life you have provided for me and the foundation I have been leaning on for almost 18 years. I love you both so much and could never have made it here without you and your unconditional love. To conclude, I want to thank Lincoln's administration, staff, and everyone who has made my time here so great. To my classmates, thank you for making our class so special. I have no doubt we have left a legacy here that this campus will not soon forget. I mean every word when I say, if this were a dream before freshman year and I were to wake up right now, I would be so grateful because I'd be happy to live it all again. To be honest, I really want to keep talking so I can delay closing this book, but all good things must come to an end, and I'm sure Mr. Decker's behind me checking his watch. So I'll leave you all with this. The night before prom, my granddad shared a piece of advice with me that he received from one of his professors in college. I want you all to keep these words close to you as we leave here in a few minutes with Lincoln High officially being our alma mater. Go not where the path may lead, go instead where there is no path, and leave a trail. Class of 2026, go blaze trails on the map called life. Lincoln High School, thank you. It has been the honor of a lifetime.
Senior band members, please assemble for your final playing of our alma mater. If everyone please rise to honor our school. As our band members make their way back with their classmates, a few thank yous. Thank you to Mr. Bogus, Mrs. Hopkins, Mrs. Freeman, Mrs. Yeager, for your commitment to our students along their journey. Thank you to the senior advisors for the mentorship, sponsorship, and supervision of the countless activities over these 4 years. Thank you to Dr. Nestor, Mr. Kimball, Mrs. Linger, and the band and choir for your performances tonight. And lastly, thank you, families. We are blessed to have worked with the class of 2026. Sammy said you wanted to spend a couple more minutes, so we're going to do it. All right. So this year, we started a new tradition that will be a legacy here. Before we send our students off to represent Lincoln High School at States, we have a Roar Rally, okay? And the last thing I say to them is we believe. So as we send off this class, please let them know wherever they go, they always have their home among the hills. And let's send them off so they can remember this moment that no matter where they go, this is their home and we believe. So if you would please join in for the class of 2026. We're going to do it 3 times. Ready? This side to lead, this side to lead. Thank you. As I make my way back to the stage, let's enjoy one song that we all know. Please, you can do that for me.
West Virginia, the Ridge Mountains, and the river. Life is older, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, rolling like the breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather around her. Mother's lady, stranger to blue water. Dark and dusty, painted on the sky. Misty takes the moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, I hear her voice in the morning after she calls me. Radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads.
Families, friends, and guests, I proudly present to you the 2026 graduates of Lincoln High School.